I call to order the April 21st, 2025 meeting of the Adrian City Commission. If everyone would please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Present.
Commissioner Banky,
Present.
Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Commissioner Schwartz, Commissioner Roberts,
Present.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Present.
and Commissioner Gauss.
Present.
Motion carried.
Could we just check?
Before,
because
I was just
can't
going to ask,
hear.
yes, Michelle, can we get turned up a little bit? You could read my mind. That's fine.
No,
Thank you.
here.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, is that good? That sounds a lot better. I'm loud though, so
You're just close to the.
I know I'm always loud, so, okay. May I get a motion to excuse Commissioner Schwartz?
So moved.
Support.
I have a motion from Commissioner Castleberry with a second from Commissioner Miller. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
and Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
At this time, we will have public comment regarding items on the agenda. And just to reiterate, there is a 3-minute time limit. And for the record, please state your name and place of residence. We will begin inside the city chambers first. And when we have exhausted all comment inside the chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants. But just to remind you, this is for public comment regarding items on the agenda. We will begin in the chambers now.
Hi, I'm Lynn Punnett. I live in Tecumseh Township, and today I'm here representing Housing Help of Lenawee located in Adrian. So as you all know, in October of 2022, Housing Help entered into an agreement with the city to manage the Adrian Inn. And among other things, the agreement stated we would collect rent and pay utilities and other bills associated with running and maintaining the motel. By September of 2024, the Riverview Terrace had reopened, and nearly all the residents that were at the Adrian Inn and were qualified to live at the high-rise had either applied to move back or had already moved back. Our decision to terminate the agreement was prompted in part by that fact, but the primary reason was an inspection by the city, which identified significant repairs that were needed to keep the building open. Some of those would have been Housing Help's responsibility, and some of those would have been the city's responsibility. So after a lot of consideration, Housing Help gave the required 90-day notice that we were discontinuing the supportive housing program and terminating the agreement. I believe Mr. Emmerich has given you a copy of the letter that Housing Help submitted requesting that the city pay expenses Housing Help has incurred since October when we stopped collecting rent. We could have continued to collect rent through the full 90-day period, but every month that we collected rent would have extended the period of time that occupants would have been able to stay and would have delayed giving notice to quit and moving forward with evictions. Occupants were constantly moving in and out, and we had vacant rooms at that time, so we could have filled those rooms in October and November, even if it would have been only a 30 or 60-day lease. Filling the rooms with people from the waiting list would have provided rental income for us. But instead of doing any of that, we stopped collecting all rent in October, and we notified everyone on the waiting list that we were discontinuing the program. We did not enter into any new leases so that the building could be vacated as quickly as possible. And this was on the advice of Jim Daly, who's the attorney that was handling the notices and the evictions for Housing Help, who was then and has continued to communicate, I believe, regularly with City Attorney Castleberry. I just want to be sure you know that we're not asking for any staff salaries or pay to be paid, but and that's significant. We are only asking the city to pay direct expenses that we have incurred. So in summary, with no income from the Adrian Inn, Housing Help has no way to pay the bills from the Adrian Inn, and that's the basis for our request. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brandy Johns, and I am an Adrian resident, and I am on the Board of Housing Help of Ledway as the treasurer. There are other facts that you may not be aware, but I believe are important for you to consider. Housing Help was supposed to be able to recover items of value that were purchased, such as air conditioning units, refrigerators, fixtures, and other appliances, which we could have sold or used in our shelter. But because of the overall dangerous situation and the doors having to be welded shut to keep trespassers out, we have never been able to recover anything of value. The agreement required Housing Help to maintain the building with the city's responsibility for major expenses such as roofing repairs. While the building decayed around us, we invested over $66,000 in the Adrian Inn during the 2 years we managed it. We replaced heating and air conditioning units, fixed plumbing, electrical, and other heating and cooling issues, all requiring licensed contractors. We bought new refrigerators, cleaned carpets, painted walls and rooms, constantly treating rooms for bed bugs and changing locks on the doors. We kept the lawn mowed and the snow removed and a lot more. Maintenance issues were never ending, and we addressed them all per the agreement at great expense. We hired Sarah Buku as our executive director last September, just after the 90-day notice to terminate the agreement was given. She certainly knew about it, and we had no idea what we were required of us or Housing Help to get out of this situation, but I assure you that it was no upside for our agency. It was certainly not a profitable venture for either of us. The trauma experienced by the people who lived there and was transferred to our staff who experienced their own level of trauma. We have been repeatedly bashed on the media despite all we did for the occupants. We said yes to managing the Adrian Inn because people desperately needed the shelter for the occupants. I have been on the board for 5 years, and with no income from the Adrian Inn, Housing Help has no way of paying these bills. Thank you for considering these additional facts.
Don Taylor, resident of Adrian. I'm here to speak tonight with regards to R 2524, the appointment of Lisa Hewitt Cruz as the new Community Development Director. I've known Lisa for the past 3 years or so since she became a member of our One Lenawee Steering Committee and is subsequently part of our smaller group known as Housing Lenawee. She's played a major role in our early successes with Housing Lenawee. She is a committed and consummate professional with an impressive background. You saw her resume in your packet. It's impressive. A background in community development, housing and related fields at the local, state, and federal level. Her network of professionals around the region, state, and nation is quite extraordinary. It's very, very impressive. Lisa is smart, has great common sense, and she's very adept at team building. She understands the ins and outs of community building, the importance of engaging citizens in the process. I want to emphasize that, the importance of engaging citizens in the process. She's an excellent writer and presenter, displaying a confidence that's not easy to find today. She's a team player first and foremost. I know that she'll lead her team in Adrian to great success, and I can assure you that all of us in Lenawee County who have worked with Lisa are excited for her and for the city of Adrian. Her collaborative spirit and talents will reach far beyond the city and benefit Lenawee County as well. You're about to make a great hire. You're about to have a great colleague. Thank you.
You just need to state your name and place of residence.
Okay, my name is Jimmy Chen. I got a paper that charging the registration vacant land is saying that I need to pay $6,000. And I check on the minute of November 18th. As here, this piece of paper. Let me read the minute for you, okay? It's a residential, $100 plus $10 for each additional unit. The multifamily, commercial and residential and industrial, $100 per unit. Okay. This is that. Okay. Okay. And my building there, hospital. Okay. And the hospital actually is considered as a commercial building. Later on, it been changed to home for the aged. Okay. It was licensed for 50 bed. Okay. 50 bed is not equivalent to to 50 family units, because one family it should have at least two couple. One typical family is what? Husband and wife and two kids. So normally have 4 people over there. And in the building, a typical family building is what? It's 2 bedroom plus a living room plus a kitchen. Okay, that is the minimum. And some of them even have the a dining room. Okay, so basically it's 4 bedroom to 5 bedroom, 4 or 5 beds equivalent to the 1 family unit. My current building actually right now is only as a multi-family. So you either can charge me as a commercial building, charge me $100 instead of $6,000, or charge me as what you say there, 4 or 5 beds equivalent to 1 unit, then it's about 12 units. Okay, 12 units is about times 10 is $120 plus $100, so it's about $220. Okay, I don't really have a 600 family unit over there. Okay, so I say I will charge incorrectly, and so that's why I'm here to appeal. Okay, thank you.
What the order is. I was here to talk about the rental property. Is that okay now?
You
or-
can discuss that, or you
Like-
can wait until the public hearing. It's up to you. You can do it right now. It's on the agenda.
Okay. All right. My name is Willie Hennigan, and my property address is 101 West South Street and 109. And they both is up for sale. And I am a licensed builder in the state of Michigan, and I'm running a business out of the property. And also, in the process of doing that, the property of 109, I own that as well. And I was being invaded, or I don't know what other word to use, maybe investigated, saying that the property was vacant. The property is not vacant. The property is being used. I pay $4,000 a year, excuse me, for taxes on that. And the inspector came over and did an inspection on the property, and he charged me, wrote me a lot of violation on the property of that, for the violation that I had. And I talked to the city administrator, I talked to the city developer, and I was trying to get some clarification on what was going on. And I was hoping I'd be able to come here today and make a address to the commission about what's going on. You have a beautiful city here, and you have a lot of complaints and high taxes and so forth. I'm the primary resident of Carolina. I'm a truck driver out there, but I own the property here. And I'm also running a place of business out of the property. And the property is not vacant. It's a 200-year-old house. And one of the inspection was Jake, I think was his name. He did an inspection on it and he wrote a nice little letter stating that had all of these violations. And I'm like, the house is 200 years old. So sure, I have a lot of violation on the property that I hope to fix and improve, but to invade the property and being investigated is what my complaint is. And I was just asking today, or tonight, I should say, if those things could be removed, because I'm in the process of trying to sell the property. And the property is not vacant. And also I'm running a place of business out of the property. So I don't know what the violations would be. Thank you.
At this time, we will open up public comment regarding items on the agenda to the Zoom participants. Hearing no public comment, we will move on to the work study session. The first item on here is the administrator discussion.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the commission for your support and the confidence that you've shown in me. At the last meeting, there was a vote to negotiate a contract that would have made me the permanent city administrator. I've come to the very difficult decision that this is not the right time for me to do that. I do appreciate all of the contacts that we've had, the calls, the emails, the visits. I have been very much been supported through this process, and I appreciate that. That also goes to the members of the public that reached out, called, stopped in to see me, sent me emails. I really appreciate all of the support. I am happy to continue as the interim administrator for as long as the commission would have me. Tonight on your agenda, you'll note that the discussion is back on. Should the commission decide to employ a search firm or whatever it is that you would like to do from here. It was also requested that a blank resolution be placed on the agenda. You'll see that on there as well, should you decide to retain one of those firms. Thank you.
So as part of the administrator discussion, as we move to the search firm, what is everybody thinking at this time?
Well, I think I'm going to repeat what I said 2 weeks ago. I would like to hire Yo and Yo. To me, they were the clear professional presentation for our city administrator search. So when we get to that resolution, that would be my recommendation.
I agree with Commissioner Roberts in terms of the presentation and the services offered by Yo and Yo. So I would support that when we get to that resolution as well.
One of the concerns I had was, were those two organizations interested in engaging with us after the last meeting? So I reached out. One of them is, and one of them said the current client load and multiple direct requests for proposals may impact our decision to proceed with the scope of work with the city if offered.
I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we
Yep.
come to it, if we come to it. And they will have to make that decision then.
Correct.
Okay. Everybody, if you can speak a little closer to your microphones as well. Thank you. I mean, I felt the same way, Commissioner Roberts as well, with the presentation. Just the way it was tailored directly to what our needs were and what we were looking for. I really felt that Yo and Yo was the clear choice as well, at least in my opinion. So That I do agree with you and the other commissioners as well on that. So. Okay. All right. Any other discussion on the administrator discussion?
Just that we'd like to thank Chief Emmerich for continuing on in his current capacity. So thank you.
Moving on to the zoning ordinance discussion. We're going to have the chair of the planning commission.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. For those who don't know me, my name is Mike Jacobitz, and as the mayor pointed out, I am the chair of the City Planning Commission. With me this evening is Brian Watson, who is the vice chair of the Planning Commission, and Jeremiah Clement, who is the city's planning and zoning administrator, all of which you're probably aware. As I'm sure you are aware, the city had embarked on a complete rewrite of our zoning ordinance. Our current zoning ordinance has been updated and revised many times over the last 20 or 25 years. It's significantly out of date. It includes a number of inconsistencies, and it is sometimes difficult to understand. 2 years ago, the city engaged a consultant to guide us in the development of a new zoning ordinance. It was hoped that the new ordinance would address the shortcomings of the existing document and also meet the Michigan Economic Development Corporation's redevelopment ready community standards. My understanding is we received a $25,000 matching grant from the MEDC in support of that effort, with the stipulation that we complete the work by the end of this summer. To guide the consultant's work, an advisory committee of city staff members, representatives of the City Commission, the Planning Commission, and the ZBA was formed. Planning Commissioners Don Taylor, Brian Watson, City Commissioner Gordon Goss served on this advisory panel as well. The effort was spearheaded by Mr. Elliott. The draft document that came from that effort was forwarded to the Planning Commission this past February. While the draft is an excellent example of a zoning ordinance, it falls short as Adrian's zoning ordinance. My suspicion is that it was in large part lifted from the ordinances of other communities. Essential elements of our existing ordinance were missing. Portions of the included regulations were judged to be too onerous for Adrian, both from a perspective of having public support and from our ability to manage enforcement. My purpose today is to bring you up to date on the progress of this project and to give you some idea of where we're heading. Over the past 2 months, Mr. Clement, Mr. Watson, and I have been meeting regularly to review the new document and identify and attempt to correct its shortcomings. Collectively, we have a few hundred hours invested in this project already. We're getting very close to having a document ready to go back to the Planning Commission for their review and hopefully approval, at which point it would then come to you. We are not trying to scrap what came out of the last 2 years of effort, but rather to use its strengths and to reintroduce the essential elements that were missing and to remove some of the aspects that were obviously intended for a larger community with a lot more enforcement staffing than Adrian has. Trying to explain the intricacies of a zoning document in just a few minutes or even in an hour-long presentation would be somewhat difficult, if not impossible. Our current existing ordinance runs over 270 pages of relatively fine print. The new one, one positive thing, there's a new one that looks like it's going to come in right around 200 pages, so like a 25% reduction. I've prepared a very brief summary. Like I said, it'd be impossible to go over this in this amount of time, but a very brief summary that shows the differences between, if I may, between our existing ordinance and the one that's in process. You don't necessarily need to review this all right now at your leisure. Again, very brief summary of what the 207-page document. Like I said, you can take a look at that at your leisure later on. One of the aspects, though, that is pointed out there is that the current ordinance probably uses 50 to 60 pages of text to identify what uses are permitted in the various zones, along with the regulations that go with those. The proposed ordinance will reduce those to a matrix. Again, it's still pretty fine print, but the various uses are on one, along the vertical axis, and the various zones are on the horizontal axis. So somebody wants to know, can I put this particular use in this zone? It's a fairly quick read. A very tentative and very optimistic schedule for this process. We hope, the three of us hope to have the revised discussion draft to the Planning Commission within just the next couple weeks. Not necessarily for action, but for their review. Shortly after they've had a chance to look at it, our intention is to get it to you as well. Again, not for any immediate action, but for review and feedback. We would hope to have then a revised draft of the ordinance to the Planning Commission by their June meeting. We would hold a public open house or open houses sometime in June. Keep in mind that this is very tentative. This may end up being 3 weeks later, maybe a month later, but this is what we're shooting for. So a public open houses where we can discuss this in an informal setting and let people know what's going on. Public hearing at the Planning Commission, possibly at their July meeting, which is July 1st, maybe the first August meeting, at which time, presuming it's improved there, it would come to the City Commission for a first reading and for a second reading, and hopefully approval. Like I said, this could conceivably all get pushed back a couple weeks or a month, depending on how progress and whether there's lots of changes yet to be made. I should also caution that a zoning document is almost always in a continuous state of flux. I know we call ourselves planners, but in practice, a zoning document largely is reactionary rather than it is prescriptive. Like I said, the current ordinance runs 270 pages. Draft is about 25% shorter. I can virtually guarantee that once this is approved and finalized, that within the first 6 or 12 months, we will have amendments to come to, just because there's going to be something that we missed, something important component that we didn't foresee, or circumstances came up that we didn't foresee. That's where we are with that. I hope that gives you some information that's useful. If you have any questions.
Yeah, Mike, I have one. Thank you for the presentation and the hard work that you, Brian, and Jeremiah have done in the last couple of months. You mentioned that we had to have this in place by the end of the summer, not to lose the MEDC money. That's my understanding of what you said.
That's my understanding as well.
Do we have a date certain on that?
So I just signed a new agreement that we will do it by September. Now I can extend that. We've extended it. I believe they gave us a 6-month. I can extend that again if so. So if we choose to do these open houses and it pushes us back, or there are changes that you wish to see, the Planning Commission wishes to see, I can change that date again. It's a simple signature.
Thank you for the clarification.
Anything else?
Mr. Jacobitz, thank you and your subcommittee for the work on this. My question goes to the Smith Group. So are we done with them now, or does your draft go back to them to try to work through some of the consistency or language pieces? Where do we stand
My understanding
there?
is that we're done with them. But
So this has been a 2-year-long process. We are done with them. We have gotten a lot done in the past month and a half compared to the past 2 years. They are no longer part of this project. They gave us the initial zoning ordinance, as Mike said. They gave us a zoning ordinance, and we have fixed it so it will be prepared for this community.
Does that live up to the expectations of the contract that we engaged with them?
I would say that due to the fact that we want to extend this farther to dig deeper, it does not. Their contract only was supposed to meet a certain goal, and they have met that goal. We are fine tuning at this process. They did provide us with something that we could pass, but we believe that we were not happy with what would be passed.
I guess I just ask if the city attorney, can maybe review some of those, or you're already in the loop on those things to make sure that the handoff is fair and, the money that we've paid fulfills the contractual obligations, or maybe we don't pay all the money because it didn't meet the letter of the contract.
Excuse me, I have not reviewed the contract, but I am reviewing the zoning ordinance. The one thing I was gonna ask is when the final comes out, I would like to be able to review that. But I can't check into that,
Okay, thank you.
especially if send me a specific email with exactly what you're looking for, that I can look
Okay.
into.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure that what the deliverable they got is what we paid for. And if it's not, then is there something that's owed back to the city as a result of that? And again, no fault to the extended work that you guys have done above and beyond after that. So thank you definitely for that.
I can speak with MEDC and see if they expect something different. From what I've discussed with them, it does not seem that there's an issue with this, but I do understand the contract and I can get you that contract.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the extra work you've put into it, because yes, I was one of those people that printed off all 200 pages of that, what you got, and tried to read through it, and have come to those planning commission meetings and tried to understand it, and it was a lot of repetitive language and very confusing. So I really, really appreciate the extra effort that you are putting into this. It is, especially that graph looks amazing, and that will be so helpful to residents to be able to, or business owners to be able to look that up and see what they can and can't do with that bar graph. So thank you so much for all that extra work.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And Mr. Castleberry, we will see that you get a copy of the draft as soon as it's gone to the planning commission and we're send it on to the city commission, we will see that you get a copy as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
And I thought this was a grant. We haven't paid them, have we?
My understanding is that we have.
So we have the deliverable that they were supposed to give us was given in.
Can you move closer to the microphone, please?
So-
Thank you.
Sorry. The deliverable was given in previous administration's eyes. We did pay them, but we did fine tune it. So
Okay, I apologize. I thought they were providing a service to us through a grant and there was no cost to the city is what.
it was a matched grant.
A
So
matched
so similar
grant.
to, so when I got us the redevelopment ready community certification, we were matched on our comprehensive plan, which we finished. Gordon was there for that. We finished that. And then once we did that, I was able to secure us more money to do this. We didn't have to do this, but as Mike stated, it's kind of a hodgepodge of things over the years, and it is
Okay.
not user-friendly for any citizen
Sure.
whatsoever.
I just didn't remember from over 2 years ago that it was a
No, it's
matched grant.
It's a 25,000 match.
Got
grant.
it. Thank you for clarifying
Yes.
that. I did not remember that.
Anything else? And maybe to further clarify that last point is it was my understanding, not firsthand knowledge, I have to admit, but my understanding is that there were certain consultants that MEDC, they were a very short list of approved consultants that MEDC provided, and you picked one. And that the financial arrangements with the consultants were technically probably for a fixed amount of service, not necessarily for a well-finished product. So I don't know if that helps or not, but okay. Thank you all.
Moving on, we're going to have the Adrian in discussion.
Madam Mayor, I move we go into closed session for this discussion.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Gauss with a second from Commissioner Banky. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry. Yes. Commissioner Gauss
Yes.
and Mayor Heath.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We will be going into closed session. We will come out after our closed session and continue on with the meeting. Thank you for your patience. Continuing on with our work study session, are there any other items? All right, we will move on. May I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Miller. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry. Yes. Commissioner Gauss.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky.
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I get a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Gauss. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry. Yes. Motion carried.
Moving on to our regular agenda. Under ordinances, ordinance number 25-002 is a first reading and introduction of an ordinance to amend section 3.1 of Article 3 of the City of Adrian zoning development regulations, and the zoning map to which reference is therein made is amended to the extent of deleting 1160 South Main Street from the B1 Community Business District and including in the B2 Community Business District. This is a first reading only. Moving on to our special orders. Special Order -1 is a public hearing to hear and consider comments regarding the special assessment rule for delinquent rental property registration, inspection fees, parking assessments, improvements or abatements of public hazards on single lots in the city of Adrian, and other miscellaneous invoices, including a 10% penalty for late payment. I now call the public hearing open, and those wishing to address the dais may do so inside the city chambers first, and then I will open it up to the Zoom participants.
Good evening. My name is Steve Emerson, and I'm a resident of the city of Adrian. I own a commercial property, the former Bobian Chiropractic Building at 708 North Main Street. It does not have a tenant, and I am not currently operating a business from the building. I have been working to improve the property to eventually have it house an active business. I was charged $500 in 2024 for a VPRC inspection. This month, I received a notice to review special assessment roll letter stating that I have a balance due of $1,000 for a VPRC certificate. The letter states that it is, quote, to the owners of property wherein an expense or cost has been incurred by the city of Adrian, Michigan for charges on miscellaneous services in the city of Adrian, unquote. To my mind, I feel that I have not caused an expense to be incurred by the city of Adrian. I am here tonight to formally register protest of this charge. I find it unjustified, excessive, and extortionate. Thank you.
Can you give us the exact address of, I know where that is. Can you give us the exact address again?
708 North Main Street.
Thank you. Are there any Zoom participants wishing to speak for this public hearing? You may do so now. Hearing no comments, I call this public hearing closed. Moving on to Special Order -2. It is a public hearing to hear and consider comments regarding the special assessment rule for delinquent water and sewer charges in the amount of $16,584.37, including a 10% penalty for late payment. At this time, I call the public hearing open, and we will consider comments at this time. Are there any Zoom participants wishing to address us on this public hearing? You may do so at this time. Hearing none, I call this public hearing closed. Moving on to Special Order -3. It is a public hearing to hear and consider comments regarding the adoption of the proposed fiscal year 2025-26 Budget and General Appropriations Act. I call this public hearing open, and anyone wishing to address us during this public hearing may do so at this time. Any Zoom participants wishing to address us at this time may do so. Hearing no comments, I call this public hearing closed. Moving on to Special Order -4, a public hearing to hear and consider comments regarding the establishment of an industrial development district for the properties at 1357 Division Street in Adrian, Michigan. At this time, I call this public hearing open. Are there any Zoom participants wishing to address us during this portion of the public hearing? Hearing none, I call this public hearing closed.
Madam Mayor, may I ask a question? So we've heard in earlier public comment questions about concerns over potential miscalculations for the vacant building ordinance. And then we heard another example under Special Order 1. So what should those individuals that feel they are misrepresented in terms of billing do between now and moving forward?
Thank you, Commissioner. Those individuals, if you could see me after, I've recorded the addresses, but we could speak directly. This is set up so that there are no resolutions for this evening to be voted on. That gives us a nice window to work on these. And if there's any questions, I can address them after.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to resolutions. Resolution R25-018 is from administration. It is a resolution to accept a proposal to purchase 1575 West Maumee Street. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
Madam Mayor, I would like to make a motion to move forward with the process, but in the meantime, to authorize the city attorney to negotiate the terms with the college relative to clear attainable goals for demolition and use of a reverter clause if those deadlines are not met.
I support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this?
I have said all along that I am not in favor of having more city property become non-taxable. However, in your packets, if you take a look, you will see that there are bids for asbestos abatement, demolition, clean out costs and other expenses, along with how much in property taxes we would expect to receive if the property was rehabilitated and put back on the tax roll. It would take years and years. I calculated it and it was like, I don't know, at current property taxes, I get it, they all go up, but like 75 to 100 years before we would recoup any of the money, even coming close to what we've spent on it. So saying that, as I said last time, I could be convinced, depending on the numbers that come back, to put this up for sale to a nonprofit. And so I will be voting yes on this for those reasons.
We have a motion from Commissioner Gauss with a second from Commissioner Banky on this resolution with the additional language. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry. Yes. Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
and Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R 25-013 is from engineering. It is a resolution to waive the bid process and award a bid for content removal services at the Adrian Inn.
Mayor,
So should I just ask for a table though? That's what
you don't need to table them.
Okay.
You just
Right there.
skip to, I believe, number 5.
Yep. So I don't even have to ask to have it
Correct.
stricken. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. Moving down to Resolution R 25-021, it is from Finance. It is a resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2025-26 Budget and General Appropriations Act. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this? We have a motion from Commissioner Castleberry with a second from Commissioner Miller. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
and Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R 25-022 is from Finance. It is a resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2026 through 31 capital improvement program and fiscal year 2025 through 26 capital budget for incorporation into the fiscal year 2025-26 operating budget and general appropriations act. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this? We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Roberts. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R 25-023 is from Community Development. It is a resolution to establish an industrial development district for properties at 1357 Division Street in Adrian, Michigan. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this? We have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Gauss. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
and Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R 25-024 is from Administration. It is a resolution to confirm the appointment of Lisa Hewitt Cruz as Community Development Director. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion?
I would like to echo the kind comments from our city resident, Don Taylor, and I've also had the opportunity to work with Lisa through a number of different lenses within the organization, from Housing First, from the recent strategic plan that was presented to the County Board of Commissioners, and then also through the continuum of care. We could not have a finer, more qualified, caring individual here working on behalf of community development for the citizens of the city of Adrian. Welcome aboard, Lisa.
I may be the only one here that's never met Lisa or can say any glowing things about her. So if she's here, I'd like to at least put my eyes on her. And there she is.
I had the opportunity to ride with Lisa about a year ago around the city. She had some really great ideas. I'm really looking forward to what she's going to bring to the table. Her resume speaks volumes, obviously, but I really enjoyed that time, and I'm really excited to see what you get to do.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate that. And thanks, Mr. Emmerich.
Should we take a vote
Yes, we
first?
take a vote first, and then you can talk. Let us vote really quick, and then we're going to ask.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Castleberry. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss, Mayor Heath,
Yes.
and Commissioner Banky.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, congratulations. Now, we
you.
would love to,
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Um, It's a great opportunity and thank you, Vince, for the opportunity to interview and mayor and city commissioners. I'm looking forward to meeting with each and every one of you at some point to have a one-on-one to hear about your vision and goals for the city of Adrian. To give you a little bit of back history of myself, it's not my first time working for the city of Adrian. For those of you that don't know, I did start my career with USDA and we went through a significant downsizing, a reduction in force through the federal government in the late 1990s. And I read in the Daily Telegram an opportunity for a housing specialist and I applied and was offered that position. I spent 8 years with the city of Adrian, securing 13 million in grant funding through state MISTA primarily. Renovated the YMCA, for those of you that know, the Dalton apartments from single use occupancy into multifamily. Created the rental inspection program and launched that 20-some years ago, which is still in existence today. I actually had tapped out MISTA on funding and they said the only way that I could get more money is if I created my own nonprofit, which I did, still in existence today, the Lenawee Housing Development Coalition. Returned to the federal government in the early 2000s and moved to Tennessee. We wanted to get rid of the snow shovel. The kids had left and it was time for us to have some fun. And so I did spend about 12 years in Tennessee, worked downtown Nashville and supervising, well, administering our housing program for the whole state of Tennessee. And then also in Chattanooga, as the area director overseeing 21 counties for 70 programs and 13 employees. Came back to Michigan about 7 years ago because we have grandkids now and we wanted to be present to see them grow. And currently at this present time, I'm getting ready to retire from the federal government, work for the Washington, D.C. office, administering our mortgage program for the whole United States. And again, we're going through a reduction in force. And here I am again, coming back to the city of Adrian. So I feel like I'm coming back home. Have a lot of experience in community development. I'm just really looking forward to collaborating with our community leaders, with those that neighbor our city, Madison Township, Adrian Township, the other community development coordinators throughout Lenawee County, which we have one at the county and one in Tecumseh and Morenci that I'm aware of. So really excited for that. But I'm also looking at strengthening relationships with our federal and state partners, the Winter Street Project, the Alliance Center for Workforce Development, the colleges, the Dominican Sisters, just and small business, of course, and downtown development and whatever I can do to help foster that growth and create more transparency and customer service is super important to me. So you'll see that if that will be a high bar set for the staff that I would be responsible for. I have read the comprehensive plan and the zoning ordinance, the 600 or 300 pages, I forget what it is, and I have created a business plan and I will be discussing that with each and every one of you to find out what your vision and goals are so that we can move forward with accomplishing the best that we can. One block, one neighborhood, one street, one small business at a time. It's going to take time to accomplish those goals, but I am in it for the long haul and looking forward to spending more time with you, and I'm grateful for this appointment. So thank you. And any questions? No? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Resolution R25-025 is from Utilities. It is a resolution to adopt the proposed project planning document for wastewater system improvements and designate the Utilities Director as the authorized project representative for all activities associated within the project. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on that? We have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Castleberry. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R25-026 is from Administration. It is a resolution to hire the search firm of,
Yo and yo.
so are you making the motion?
I
Thank
am.
you. Do we have a second?
Support.
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this? All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Gauss. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
and Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Commissioners, there are miscellaneous reports in your packet. Are there any questions or comments on those?
I would like to make one comment. I'd like to thank Chief Emmerich for simplifying the police reports. I noticed it last time and forgot to mention it, but it's much more user-friendly. Thank you.
Moving on to public comment. This is general public comment. It doesn't have to be anything that was on the agenda tonight, but it can be. And just to reiterate, there's a 3-minute time limit. And for the record, please state your name and place of residence. We will begin inside the city chambers first. When we have exhausted all public comment inside the chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants. We'll begin inside the chambers now.
Good evening, Kara Snyder. I live in the city of Adrian. I am part of the CAC with LCMHA. The Erase the Stigma is next month, and I was asked to come and remind everybody. I'll leave a couple extras up here, but I have little cards for all of you from CMH. So hopefully some of you can make it. This is a very important event. Helps with erasing stigma for mental health and substance use disorders.
I do know the date, but can you say the
Yes,
date so
it
everybody
will be
knows?
Sunday, May 18th, 2025 at 8 a.m. at the Adrian Farmers Market. If anybody else is interested, there's some extras up here. Please feel free to help yourselves. Thank you.
Mine is up for grabs too, because I'm on the committee. So if anyone would like one, you're welcome to it.
Gail Dunaway, City of Adrian. I am just elated that you are hiring Lisa. We reconnected after, what, almost 20 years? I was part of the East Side Coalition. I was actually the secretary of the original East Side Coalition until my electronic typewriter got fried. Anyways, be that as it may. I was part of the effort in revitalizing a specific area, Monument Park. And I said to Lisa, Lisa, I feel sometimes I'm out in the township. We don't even have curbs around the park. Now we have curbs. In addition, the big mural, which sadly has gotten painted over, it was on the original, I think, Lenawee Transportation Building there on Tecumseh Street. That was one of the best things we had ever done for the city of Adrian. I was even up there on the scaffolding. I painted Laura Havlin's skirt. Thank you.
Hearing no more public comment inside the chambers, we will now open it up to the Zoom participants. You will see the time limit on your screen. And just for the record, please state your name and place of residence. We will begin now. Yes, you can go ahead. There's nobody on Zoom right now that's commenting anyways. Just remember to say your name.
Jimmy
and-
Chen. The address is 120 North Local Street. It's all building Bisbee Hospital. Okay. We acquired the building back to 1999. At that time, that building had been lost money, and they have a certified employee. We take over to to save the building, because if they shut down the building, then nobody works there, and they have 35 residents at that time. So after we take over, we really doing pretty good job. We keep about 20 residents over there, no, 20 employee over there, and about 20 residents over there, and we charge really reasonable rate. We charge about $1,000 to $2,000 every month. So actually, we are providing the kind of charity to the senior people in the Adrian, okay? And we are really proud of it. If we are not saying it's a non-for-profit, but actually we are doing a non-for-profit job, okay? And the reason why the whole thing became bad is because of the building was kind of old, and it does not have the its fourth floor does not have a sprinkler system, and the building enforcement they asked us to install a sprinkler system, and which we can afford because it costs us more than $250,000 to install it. Okay, and then basically they force us to shut down. Okay, and I don't think that is fair because it's a grandfather in. We do not change the use of the building or anything else. Right now, actually, what my plan is that after I look the minutes, since you have a grant of the $1 million, if somebody apply, and I would try to build to build more 6 to 8 apartment over there. Okay, if we can get a grant, then we'll do it. Okay, thank you. That's what I say. Okay, thank you.
Hearing no more public comment, are there any commissioner comments?
I just do have a reminder coming up in terms of public events as well. The Chico Cinco de Mayo celebration is going to take place on May 3rd, which is a Saturday. The lineup for the parade is at 12 p.m. along Greenlee Street, and then kickoff will be 1 p.m. That will go to the fairgrounds where there's the free community celebration that will take place starting at 1 and then going until 5 p.m. And then at 5 p.m. There's an evening dance with 3 outstanding bands that are going to take place. The really great aspect is that the proceeds from the dance benefit a local scholarship, one for an Adrian Public School student in the amount of $2,000, and then one in the amount of $1,500 to students from any other school district from throughout Lenawee County. So just a great give back from that event to our students throughout the county. Hope everyone can make it. One other point, while it's been a difficult conversation here tonight, hearing some frustrations from residents related to the vacant building process. I think this is exactly, I'll speak on my behalf, not on the behalf of the entire commission. This is what I wanted to see happen with vacant properties, that things were starting to move, that they were not going to continue to sit vacant for months or years. And we hear examples of years and years of these buildings being vacant. So on behalf of myself to code enforcement, thank you for the work that they've been doing in terms of enforcing the vacant building ordinance and getting those buildings inspected so that we can have buildings that are safe, buildings that are occupied, buildings that Lisa can use to attract new businesses, new residents, and bring life into those empty, vacant, sitting buildings.
Just a couple of things. Coming up in May, the DDA Main Street has their first outdoor First Fridays, Dog Days, always a big hit on Friday, May 2nd. They're trying something new on May 10th with Mom and Me shopping and a flower walk. So please take a look at that information on the Facebook page. And then more information will be coming up about 517 Day, so May 17th. Always a fun little event downtown. In regards to the bicentennial, the sign up has gone live for the 5K or the 1 mile walk. It's the Bicentennial Bolt. It's taking place on Saturday morning, July 5th at 8 a.m. down at Trussell Park. You can go to our Facebook page, not our Facebook page. Well, it might be on the Facebook page at some point, but the City of Adrian website and find the bicentennial lineup. It's so you can register right from there, or you can go to runsignup.com and locate the bicentennial boat and sign up there. There's a nominal fee of $5. And so hopefully people will join us on the trail that Saturday morning. I would like to see if it's okay if our city attorney could address anything that occurred in our discussion as to next steps. Like, should you contact someone or do we not say anything?
What matter?
The Adrian Inn.
Well, I think I will be in contact with Adrian College, probably right after this meeting,
Okay.
to discuss those terms
Okay.
that were in the motion. Is that what you were talking about?
With housing help.
No, I will be in contact.
You will be in contact. That's what I wanted to be put out there. Our attorney will be in contact with the needed parties for what's going to happen next.
May I get a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.